I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It's episode 69 of the SZN Podcast. I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And the usual, make sure to hit us up on SZN Pod on Twitter and SZN Podcast on Instagram. Make sure you follow us. There's a link in our bios on both of those platforms that takes us directly to where we are in terms of streaming platforms. We're on all good streaming platforms. And visually, we've also got the YouTube channel up and running as well. Make sure you check us out. The link's in the bio. Like I said, like, subscribe, comment, leave us a review, all of that good stuff. Yeah, man. Here we are. Episode 69. It's probably, I guess, the last week of boxing action for the year. No more major cards no more major cards, bro. This is it for the year, man. So let's round it up nicely, I guess. The last bits of action. Where should we start? It makes sense to start on Friday, I suppose.
Okay,
yeah. We'll take it day by day. So on Friday, we briefly mentioned it last episode. Just in passing, I suppose. But Marcus Browne was up against Artur Beterbiev, challenging for two of his belts at light heavy, that is. And it was quite a interesting fight, shall I say. Interesting fight. Beterbiev has come away with a stoppage win. That's his, I think, 17th stoppage in 17 fights. So, he's got 100% KO record at the moment. But it's more about what went down in the fight that made it super interesting. Let's quickly run through it. So, I think this fight, it was looking like the standard run-of-the-mill, I guess, Beterbiev fight, in the sense that he was, forcing the issue, had Browne on the back foot. But where this fight became super interesting was, I think it's the fourth round, but it might have been earlier. It might have been the second round, might be as early as the second round. But essentially what's happened is there was a nasty clash of heads.
Yeah, it was the fourth round.
It was the fourth, yeah? Cool.
Yeah, fourth round.
And that's opened a nasty cut on Beterbiev's forehead. Filthy, dirty cut. It was shades of Browne's fight against Badou Jack. Do you remember that fight?
Yeah, apparently his last three opponents.
Like, it's questionable, I guess. You have to question it, but there seems to be an issue.
Badou Jack one was bad.
Nasty. Horrible cut. And credit to Jack for even battling through it, because he could not. He went all 12 rounds. Jack couldn't see a thing, bro. The blood was all in his eyes. He couldn't see an absolute thing. It was
his head was split open. How many stitches was that?
It required, it was over 100 stitches, I think they said. Something dumb like that. Nasty. Because Browne's a southpaw, isn't he? He's a southpaw. So, I guess when a southpaw faces an orthodox, there is that, proneness, I guess, a clash of heads. But it's coming too much now with Browne. But my man's got a hard head, clearly. Pause.
It's killing me. The ref called it accidental headbutts.
Yeah.
And it was Browne initiated the clash of heads.
Yeah.
My man told to go to the corner. And first thing he says, Beterbiev headbutted me. He headbutted me. I was like, stop lying, man. He's like, it doesn't matter. It was accidental.
Yeah.
But I think quickly try to flip it.
Yeah. So that nasty clash of heads, you're thinking raw, because we could see it was bleeding profusely. And it's one, obviously, we know how it goes with boxing. Like, if the corner isn't able to stem the bleeding, and it gets progressively worse, because it's going to get progressively worse, because naturally your opponent will either target it, or you're getting hit in the face regardless. It's going to open up even more and more. And this cut was getting worse and worse, and the blood was all over the place. And I believe in the fifth round now, the doctor or the referee's taking a look at it, just to make sure that the guy's okay to continue, whether it's healthy for him to continue. And at that point, when the referee or the doctor's taking a look at the cut, as a fighter, that's warning signs. That's straight away telling you this fight is in danger of being stopped here. Off your mute, bro.
Yeah, they said that.
Yeah.
I'm sure they said, look, you have one more round or we're stopping it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they said that, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously, naturally, when I guess when it's an accidental clash of heads, sometimes they might, make it a TD, technical decision, or technical draw, for example. Which I think in this case it would have been, because it wasn't initiated by a punch. The cut was initiated by a punch. So, I think if it was initiated by a punch, they would then have to go to scorecards, wouldn't they?
If it's by a punch, then it's a stoppage, no?
It's stoppage in favor of the person.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's accidental, it goes to scorecards.
Okay.
After the fourth round.
Yeah. That's Okay.
Before the fourth round, it's
technical draw, whatever it's called. No contest. That's the one. Yeah. Okay, cool. So because of that, I guess, well, it definitely did, because after that sort of intervention from the doctor, we've seen a complete change in Beterbiev's demeanor. He turned the hell up. With that fight possibly being stopped, maybe, and him knowing that he has limited time to work in there, this guy went crazy, bro. He turned the hell up on my man and went for it. And a regular chilled Beterbiev is a problem in itself, but a turn up Beterbiev, that's a monster right there. And when you saw the instant, shift in urgency from him, I thought, oh boy, it's a long day for Marcus Browne. Long day. And I think from that point onwards, it was Beterbiev's fight. He just dominated, really. And he made sure that he put in the work. And he came, eventually, I think it was the 10th round, it finally got stopped.
I think it was.
Or was it 9th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the urgency came because the first 2 rounds, Marcus Browne was boxing well. He was boxing beautifully.
Back foot, yeah.
Boxing, moving. And he probably took those early 2 rounds. But obviously, Beterbiev was kind of stalking, waiting him out. But after the cut happened, the 5th round turned up, 6th round, I think he dropped him in the 6th. And then stopped him in the 9th. So he was just saying, you've got to go. He was like, it's time to go.
Yeah.
And Marcus Browne's tough anyway. He's no walkover.
Good fighter, man. Good fighter.
Yeah. It was a good fight.
Yeah. No, it was good. And it's always mad. It's always dramatic when you see that sort of shift from a fighter. Shades of, with Tyson Fury or Wallen. We said how as soon as the doctor was taking a look at the cut, Fury's demeanor shifted completely, and he turned up and he started stalking Wallen and going in on him, going ham on him. So, it's good to see that a fighter. I like it when a fighter obviously shows that urgency and doesn't play around. It's like, okay, crap, I could be potentially, down here, or I could potentially lose my belt here, or whatever. Let me go for it now, and let me just put more urgency into my work and do what I need to do to get the win. And that's exactly what Beterbiev does. That's what champs do, man. That's what the great ones do. So shout out to him. He's primed for a big 2022, I reckon. A couple unifications, hopefully. Or if these guys want to fight him, that is. But we'll see. Hopefully we can see some unifications from him next year. Hopefully against one of our Brits.
I wanted to ask you still.
Yeah.
Some people were saying you think Beterbiev looked beatable and he looks like he's slowing down.
Oh, he is old. I think he's the oldest out of all of them.
What, 36? Around 36?
Yeah, 36, 37, I think.
Okay.
As an out of all the champs, Bivol's younger than him, and obviously Joe Smith Jr. is younger than him as well. He's definitely the eldest. But it's mad because I think he's had probably the least fights.
Yeah.
Out of all of them.
I don't see what the slowing down they were talking about.
Yeah, I'm not going to put it down to. It was just an awkward situation with the cut, I think. And Marcus Browne, as I stress, is a good fighter. I rate Marcus Browne. He's a good boxer. Yeah, man. It was just I don't even want to call it off night. The cut made things awkward for him, but you saw the difference when he knew that this fight could potentially be stopped. He dominated that fight from then onwards. So yeah, man, I still think he's still powerful. He's still powerful. He's still a monster.
You think Canelo beats him?
Canelo's got cruiserweight problems to deal with right now. So we'll answer that question when Canelo comes back, if he comes back down to light heavy. But right now he's at cruiserweight. So
yeah, quick point on Canelo. Do you hear he said he had no idea that he was going to be fighting Makabu, that he was as surprised as all of us that it was Eddie Reynoso's.
It was Reynoso that pushed. Yeah. Yeah, I saw those comments. Yeah,
that joker.
Hey man, Reynoso. I think Reynoso knows what he clearly knows what he's doing. Reynoso. So I'm not even gonna comment here.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Canelo is the type of, I guess it's, line them up and I'll knock him down kind of guy. So it's as long, he'll go in there and do his job. We'll see anyways. Yeah, look out for that one in 2022. We'll see how that one develops. Let's move on to Saturday now, because card, I think that we were, after last week's episode, we sort of had a renewed vigor for this card. The Parker Chisora II card. Before we get to the main event, let's talk about one of the undercard fighters. I think we've said every time Babic is fighting, we're going to cover him on this pod, regardless. Babic has come away, his 10th. This is his 10th bout, and he's got his 10th stoppage in a row. Shout out to Adam Babic. It's been a hell of a year for him. How many fights has he fought this year? Is it 3 or 4?
I don't even know. It seems like he's on every matchroom card.
Literally, yeah. I mean, we called for it. We said every matchroom, any card that you lot are doing, make sure you put him on.
Last minute put on. He only like 2 weeks.
Yeah, this was the last minute addition to the card. I think it was against a Frenchman, David Spilmont. I think his name was. Don't know much about him. As most of Babic's opponents are not really guys that are big names or whatever. How do I start with this one? Babic got the W, but it was hard work for him, to be honest. Probably his toughest test to date. I guess you could tell it was taken on 2 weeks' notice from his performance, I suppose. But it was the typical Babic performance, I suppose, in the sense that he came and bum rushed this guy. Attacked him from close quarters, as he always does. But when I say it was a tough opponent for him, this Spilmont guy was pretty decent in terms of head movement, slipping punches, and then coming back with his own counter shots. Because as you know, Babic is going to leave himself open to the fact that he, head down charges forward. So yeah, this Spilmont guy was pretty good at slipping shots and coming back with his own jab and landing his own stiff shots against Babic. And he wobbled Babic a couple times. And then I think one round it was bad. Like towards the end of a round. What round was it? I think it was round...
It might be the second.
Second or third, I think it was. Yeah.
It was early.
And Babic, as in when I say wobbled, he had to hold the ropes. Like he was staggering. Like he was wobbled. And I thought, oh, okay, got myself a little fight here. So yeah, it was the pattern. It was the same pattern, I guess, of Babic rushing forward, attacking him, winging wild shots, some landing, some not really landing, him smothering his own work, him looking silly sometimes, because I think a lot of his, he looked a bit, like I said, maybe it was a 2 weeks thing, because I don't know, he just looked, this fight, he looked even sloppier, to be honest.
It's just Babic.
It's just, it's just him, yeah.
I mean, the beauty of Babic, the reason why we enjoy his fight so much is because he comes forwards in this style where there's no jabbing involved, no real head movement. It's just pure haymakers. And at times, you're just looking at his engine. How much can he keep doing this while the other person takes the punches? And in the last few fights, you've seen people make him miss, catch him, hit him. It was like, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat. You're like, he could go here. Or, he's just been caught.
Yeah.
But each time he keeps coming forward and he doesn't slow down. And that's the beauty of it. As he moves up the levels, it's going to be more of that.
We said it's inevitable, isn't it? Yeah, as he moves up, it's inevitable. Yeah.
So I think it's just another case. Like, obviously, this guy caught him better than anyone else has caught him with that shot, because he didn't know where the man was. He didn't know where the guy...
Brother, he spun around.
But I don't think he was too badly hurt. I think...
Maybe off balance a little bit?
Yeah, I think he got caught with a shot he didn't see. And while he was throwing, so it was a counter shot, which was landed beautifully. So he didn't know where my man was. So until he got back on the ropes, back against the ropes, and he saw him, he was looking like he was clear. He had his hands down and was looking. I think if there was longer in the round, he would have been in more trouble.
Because it was near the end, wasn't it?
It was near the end, so he could go back to his corner. But I don't think he was too badly hurt afterwards, because he kind of got back in position and was watching him and trying to dodge and throw back as well.
Yeah.
But he was caught badly. But it's what we love about Babic. I think I'm still waiting to see if he starts to show more boxing ability as he steps up, because right now he doesn't care about skill.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
Yeah, no, it was. And once again, every time I mention it, every time I see this guy in the ring, I'm looking at the size difference between him and his opponent. Apparent once again in there. He's so small, man. It baffles me every time how small this guy is. But yeah, you know, I think I mentioned it to you earlier. With Babic, it's literally a battle of wills. It's his will versus your will. And he always wins because he will grind you down. His will always overpower yours. That's how he keeps winning. Against this Spilmont guy, same thing, they were both slugging it out at times, both going for it. But because Babin's got such an engine, and he just keeps on, because he's so relentless with it, it's a war of attrition. And he will eventually grind you down. His will overpower yours. That's what it is. It's just a battle of wills. Until you can match his, you will eventually falter and you will wilt, because of the fact that he just has that relentless sort of mindset, and he'll keep on coming. Even when he gets tagged, he's going to keep coming. It doesn't change. It's always one speed ahead, one direction, like a juggernaut. Like that's literally it. That's how he gets you.
He puts all these eggs in one basket. He relies on his chin, relies on his power, relies on his engine. And those three things, if you can't handle it, if you can't use your skill to best him, you're getting gone. And if, like you say, it's a battle of wills. If you don't have the will to take those punches, to slow him down, you're getting gone.
Because you can see when you watch him as well. Like, you're thinking, he's so open. Oh my gosh, counter him now. But like I said, that willpower is crazy. And until he comes across someone that has, I guess, the skill and the willpower to match him, he's going to keep on grinding his opponents down each time and getting them out of there. But yeah, as we said, it's opponent quality is playing a huge part in all of this. And as he moved up the levels, and we're seeing it, I'm not too aware of this Spilmont guy's record, but you saw like he gave Babic a lot more trouble than any of his other opponents. So yeah, as he goes up the levels, he's gonna have to show us that boxing skill he keeps talking about, because boy, it could be long for him. He's a small man. It could be very long for him. But overall, he's had a great year. I'm going to keep tuning in because he's just exciting. I love watching him.
He was kidding me in his post-fight interview. I think he was saying something like, "Yeah, I'm shit. I want to get knocked out." Yeah, he always
does. I want to be knocked out. I want to be.
I want to lose. Take my oath.
He loves it, man. He loves it. He's such a character, man. I do like him a lot. But yeah, it's 10 now. He's moving at, I guess he's moving at that standard pace an up-and-coming fighter would. So I think maybe by fight 15 is when we might actually see him against someone. Even fight 15 might be a bit early. I don't know. But he's got a good amateur background. So, but yeah, by fight 15, we're going to see him against someone that is fairly credible, I'd say. Fairly credible. Because he hasn't fought for no European titles. You know, none of that has he has. Yeah, I don't think he has he? Like none of his own European belt. He hasn't fought for none of that. No, silver belts.
I don't think he gives a toss about belts.
He doesn't care. Yeah, I don't think he cares. Yeah,
he just wants to fight.
Yeah. Maybe see him against maybe go for the European honors and whatnot. Maybe, just to move him along a little bit, because he can't keep fighting Buns forever, as we know. You can't.
They're gonna try it for as long as possible. The talks of him and Dave Allen, I hear. But we'll see.
Wow. Oh yeah, because he's back out of retirement now, isn't he?
Yeah, he had one fight. I'm not sure if he's fully back, but
yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see. Cool. All right then. Delayed it long enough. Main event time. Parker, Chisora, part 2. We predicted this is going to be probably same vein as the first fight, but probably more exciting. Yeah, our conversation last week got me up for it, and I can't lie, bro. That was a great fight, man. That's a lovely fight to end, I guess, 2021. What a fight. Parker has come away with a UD against Chisora. Wasn't that both our predictions. We said Parker will get it by UD. I think I can start with this one.
There's a lot to unpack here.
I think that there is a lot to unpack, actually. Where should we start? Should we start with... Okay, let's run through the fight. Parker, Chisora's come out as we expected. You know, trying to apply the pressure on the inside and whatnot. And I was surprised with Parker's start, you know. I thought
he came out the aggressor.
I thought Parker came out crisp, quick. He looked like he meant business. And I thought he would warm up to it a little bit. But nah, he came out looking sharp, man. Very, very sharp. Keeping Chisora at length with his jab. Crisp, fast combinations that were piecing Chisora from the first round. I was on myself, ooh. And he was sitting down on his punches, by the way, as well. These were hurtful looking shots. Like, he was catching Chisora nicely. I thought, ooh, okay. Parker means business. I like this. He's aggressive. I like a meaner, aggressive Parker. And this carried on into round 2. Chisora's come a bit more in round 2. Just tried to apply pressure straight away. And obviously we sort of predict how the fight will play out, in the sense that Parker will keep him on the outside, use his superior boxing, footwork, and hand speed to piece him up from the outside. Chisora's best bet is to, you know, slug on the inside, bully him on the inside, working similar to what he did in the first fight a little bit, right? You know, just try and be the bully on the inside and dominate him there. But I like that Parker wasn't really allowing it too tough. He was, you know, as Chisora was trying to come in, he was rattling off combos straight away, or the jab was firing to keep Chisora at bay. And every time Chisora will try, because Chisora was obviously a sort of bob and weave, a cross-arm guard, he will bob and weave quite low as he came in. Parker will shoot the uppercut straight away to catch him with the uppercut. And Joseph Parker's uppercut was not missing all night. It was there for him the entire fight. All fight, bro. That uppercut was there for him. And I don't remember. I don't remember seeing the uppercut like that in the first fight. I don't, anyways. But yeah, maybe I need to watch it. It's been a while since I rewatched it. But from the first fight, I don't think he shot the uppercut like that in the first fight. But this fight, he did say afterwards he'd worked on it. They worked on it in camp, so clearly it paid dividends, because it was hitting all night, bro. 100% accuracy all night. And yeah, bro, from what I'm watching in the first couple of rounds, I'm saying to myself, yo, Chisora's getting pieced up here badly. Like, it's not looking good. And it's come to fruition for Parker in 4th round. Was it, bro, when he first dropped him? Or was it the 3rd? I think it was 4th.
It's probably the 4th.
Yeah, he's dropped him for the first time. Once again.
Maybe the 3rd. I think there was a knockdown that weren't counted or something. I can't even remember. Yeah. It might have been the 4th or 3rd. But yeah.
Uppercut that got him, wasn't it? It was the uppercut. But it wasn't actually a knockdown, but Chisora had to hold himself up by the ropes.
Yeah, that's
so because of that, the ref gave a standing. Yeah, he was hurt. Yeah. Look, if the ropes weren't there, he would have gone down. So the ref gave him a standing count because he used the ropes to hold himself up when he was going to go down. So yeah, he was hurt there. This was the 4th round. Uppercut got him. I was to myself, yo, this is looking peak for Derek. Like, he's all over the place. He's getting bad. Refs give it the standing count. Chisora beat the count, obviously. And you saw what he did immediately after the count was done and the referee waved him to fight. Chisora has gone across to the corner. He's literally walked to the corner. Parker's let him walk there as well, which is funny to me. And he said, he just chilled there. And he said, cool, come at me, basically. Proper veteran move from Chisora, because he obviously knew that he was hurt. He didn't want to take center ring. So if he just chills in the corner, he can maybe just chill, ride some shots, get his legs back. And Parker's obviously come in now to try and, I guess, finish the job. And Chisora's trying to sort of absorb the damage and absorb punishment. And then there's 10 seconds to go in the round now. And out of bro, do you remember out of nowhere, Chisora just exploded. Flipped Parker around, started hitting him to the body, bang, 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 going crazy. You're thinking, where's this energy come from? But we're used to seeing this with Chisora. You know, when his back is against the wall, he turns into an animal. It's crazy. Like, when Chisora is against it, he's different. And we saw glimpses of that, in that round towards the end. And obviously that got the crowd gassed, etc., etc., etc. It was quite wavy, to be fair. But yeah, man, me watching that fight, it sort of followed a similar pattern to that round, in the sense that Parker was piecing up Chisora for the bulk of the round. Chisora will have a little rally each time he looked in trouble, get off a couple shots, did fairly well to stay on his feet and whatnot, and made it interesting. But really and truly, bro, to me, Parker won the majority of them rounds. He was the superior boxer in there. It looked like a mismatch to me. I can't lie. I'm gonna be brutally honest, man. That fight looked like a mismatch to me. Parker was just a lot better. Simple as, man. He was a better man. He's dropped Chisora how many? I think two more times. One was the uppercut. Another one was, I think it was like a straight right or something. But yeah, both times, as Chisora has been knocked down, he's gone to that corner again. Same tactic, chilled in the corner, let Parker come to him, then try to rally a little bit as he was hurt. But yeah, that was sort of the pattern the fight followed, for me anyways. And yeah, I think Parker came out with a worthy UD. I can't complain with the scorecards. There was nothing controversial about this one. He was a better man for me from round 1 to 12. Chisora had his moments, as he always does, but it just wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough at all.
I'll give credit to Parker. 10 times more aggression this time round from him. I think early on he tried to hold the center ring. Didn't allow Chisora to push him back and such. But from, I think, the second round, I said, there's no way the way these men are swinging, this is going to go 12 rounds. I said, there's no way. And I guess I underestimated how much of a nice guy Parker is and how tough Chisora is. Because to me, the way Parker had him hurt several times, and we know Chisora, he gets tired. If he was a killer, like we've questioned before, he would have got Chisora out of there after 4 rounds, probably. He doesn't have that killer in him. Like you say, he was letting him walk to the corner after putting him down, and Chisora would take the round.
Yeah.
after that, not take the round, but Chisora would win the rest of the round.
He would rally. He
would rally when he's been down, hurt, and credit to Chisora again, because, like you say, it's proper veteran move. This guy was managing the clock, managing the ref.
He's so savvy.
Managing his legs, because he was like, look, my legs are gone. I ain't going to stand in the ring. I'm not
going to walk. Yeah.
This guy will go to his corner.
Yep.
His own corner where he's going to sit down at the end of the round, stay there, manage his legs, and just wait and then unload. The ref was about to stop it at one point. And maybe
yes, the ref was looking at him. Yeah.
And that's when my man exploded and said, okay, I've been in the corner for the last 3 rounds. I'll come back out.
Yeah.
And he probably took the 2-3 rounds after that. After the ref was about to stop it, I was like, this guy knows he's a war veteran. He knows. He's like, oh, look, let me relax my legs. Keep looking at the clock. I'll wait till the latter stage of the round and then it unloads. And just keep an eye on the ref. See what the ref's thinking. If the ref's not about to step in, it's time for me to get the ball rolling. But yeah, I was impressed with Parker, but I was very much disappointed in the sense that show me the killer in you now. You got this guy hurt from the 3rd round.
Yep.
And it still went 12. You put him down 3 times. It still went 12. Great fight though. Great fight from Chisora. Massive credit to him as well. Great chin, great heart, great experience. Always an entertaining prospect watching him fight. I enjoyed it. Parker done his thing, but there's still no killer.
Yeah.
So I can say there's still no killer.
It's interesting because you saying you're disappointed with Parker, because I was impressed with Parker. Well, Parker's jarring. I've said it before. He's very jarring because you see he's got a lot of tools, Joseph Parker. He's blessed with a lot of tools. The combination punching I saw was wonderful. The hand speed, wonderful. The footwork was great. The jab was good. He has a lot of tools to work with. But that lack of killer lets him down a little bit. That nice guy does let him down, because imagine there was a killer in Joseph Parker. He'll be a massive problem in the division, bro. Massive problem.
Would have been over 4 rounds in.
Yeah. So, but I was impressed at how, because obviously to me, Parker was poor the first fight. Yes, he got it. It was, I said, to me, you can't be going life and death with Derek Chisora. You can't be going life and death, and you consider yourself one of the best in the division. No way. you're an ex-champion for crying out loud. Like, show me you were an ex-champion. So I was, I guess, impressed in the sense that this time he was a lot crisper, a lot more aggressive. He didn't allow Derek to, the bully tactics that Derek did in the first fight, he didn't allow it to have as much as an effect this time, I feel.
Yeah,
but
only happened really later on, really.
Later on, I think when it happened later on, it's more the fact that I got it more the fact that Parker knew he was ahead by a lot.
Yeah.
They said, drop this guy 3 times. He was winning these rounds. Yeah. I think from round 10 onwards, he sort of chilled and thought, I've got this already. And yeah, he sort of eased off. That was more him easing off. But I liked how the fact that, yeah, he came and dominated the guy he was supposed to dominate. I like that about, because like I said, that first fight, it shouldn't have happened. It should not have been close for someone that's that good. In terms of levels of ability between him and Chisora. It didn't look like it, but this fight, it actually did. It did look like it was a mismatch. Slightly disappointed in Chisora in the sense that, obviously, yes, he showed the heart, which I know he was going to show. Those veteran tactics, I knew he would do that. He is a veteran. We've seen it before as well. When Chisora is hurt, he does like to go to the corner and just ride the punishment. And when you think, he's struggling, he will then come out of nowhere with an explosion that normally actually overwhelms opponents. Happened against Takam. Remember the Takam fight? That guy.
That's all. I was saying Chisora can still eat. He looks hurt. He's beaten up. But the way he comes live,
there's nothing. Look, back against the wall, Chisora is different. Different, bro. Back against the wall, Chisora is a dangerous man. The Takam fight was a perfect example of this. He's back against the wall the entire fight against Takam. But every single time, we look like, bruh, he's under severe pressure right now, he would have a moment where he would spin his opponent around and start hitting with massive big shots to the body and to the head, overwhelms your guy. So I knew those moments were coming from Chisora. To me, it wasn't enough because he was doing it like the last, say he will get pieced off for like 2.5 minutes. And then for like the last 30 minutes, we'll have like a rally to, I guess, nick around. But to me, it wasn't nicking around because I'm thinking to myself, I've seen you get pieced off for 2.5 minutes. So yes, maybe some people might give it around because of this last minute flurry, but to me, it wasn't enough. But yeah, I feel like Chisora was almost, maybe it was just because Parker was on his game today, but I almost feel like he wasn't that first fight, he was a bully. He was going at Parker's head top, bro, on him, like a rash. I almost feel like this fight, it just wasn't there. There wasn't that much steam. The punches didn't seem to have the same pop. It just didn't seem the same to me. And, we question his engine. This is something that's been apparent in Chisora's entire career. He's never had the best engine. We know he's got a chin. We know he's got a heart. We know he's a warrior. But the engine's always something that's always plagued him. And by round 4, bro, he was blowing. He was breathing heavy after round 4. So, yeah. Credit to him for staying in, to be fair.
That's what I'm saying.
Parker should have killed him.
I could not get him out of it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I underestimated how tough Chisora is and how nice just fuck is.
Yeah.
That's as simple as that. Great performance, but you got to be getting out of 37-year-old Chisora who's knackered after the 4th round and been badly hurt. If you want to make a statement, that would have been a statement to me. Just piecing up Chisora isn't a big statement.
It's what he's meant to do, anyways.
Yeah. It's what you meant to do the first time.
Yeah.
But and I know he was going for the knockout. He came in heavier. He came in heavier than before.
Yeah. Is it 10 pounds heavy? Something like that. I think. Yeah. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. But I wanted to ask you. You said you were happy with the scorecards.
Wait.
The scorecards were a mess, bro.
Wait.
Like they get glossed over. Because the right man got it. But the scorecards were an absolute mess.
Wait. What were the scorecards again?
One George scored it 114, 112.
Oh.
After 3 knockdowns.
Oh yeah.
After 3 knockdowns.
But wasn't it just that one that was dodgy? Or was it all of them that dodgy? I swear it was just that one that was dodgy.
To be fair, it was wider than they all had it. One had it 115, 110, 115, 111, 114, 112. 3 knockdowns.
Yeah.
That means you're saying what? Chisora won 6, 7 rounds.
Yeah. I think I might have meant just in terms of I was happy that it was a calm UD. Like it wasn't like a SD or nothing. That's or MD. It was deservedly a UD. But yeah, Parker to me won the majority of those rounds. For sure. He won the majority of those rounds.
max you can give Chisora is maybe three.
3 rounds. Yeah. I was gonna say yeah, 3 rounds.
To say he won 112,
See, but that's because you see what Chisora was doing, because he was stealing the rounds in the last 30 seconds, or trying to steal the rounds. Those last 30-second flurries would have won loads of people over, because he kept finishing strong. And when he had Parker, when he was doing those flurries, Parker wasn't even throwing back. It was like, whoa, overwhelmed. That's what, like I said, that wasn't tricking me. I was saying to myself, because for 2.5 minutes, you've been getting boxed up. So, yeah, man, yeah, that's why people were probably getting tricked by, or my judges might have been getting tricked by that. Yeah, man, he got the W he was suspected to get, but I still can't look at Parker as someone that's going to be a big player in the division again, man. I can't, I'm sorry. Purely off the fact that he's not a killer. You can be the most skilled person in the world, but in the heavyweight division, when you don't have that killer instinct, it really does count against you. And yeah, I just, when I, because he wants a title shot afterwards, he did say, or the rematch with Dylan White. But when I look up against him, against all the other top guys, they're all going to beat him, man. They're all going to beat him. He can't, they're all going to beat him. All of them. Every single one of them, man.
Yeah, we'll see. You can tell he's a nice guy anyway, because
he's the nicest guy in the world, bro.
Like him and Tyson Fury's friendship is based on his niceness.
Yeah,
it's based on it. Tyson Fury said, "Oh, he's always been a nice guy. He's always been respectful. That's why I like him."
Yeah,
and he's been paraded around with Tyson Fury. We didn't see Tyson Fury yesterday, but we know that's. I think that's platform politics.
Aaron, yeah.
They won't let him go on the zone.
Yeah,
face there. But yeah, there's no killer there, so I don't know how he's gonna mix it in with these big guys. Maybe a rematch will be nice.
Maybe, yeah, because I was very contentious.
Yeah, he can mix around that level, and there's always an. You won't even fight Tyson Fury. He says he won't fight him. So
absolutely, I do want to see him fight. He can fight Wilder.
Yeah, I'll see that too.
I'd love to see that one.
Parker's got a good chin. He's been dropped before, but he's actually got a good chin.
Look, these Samoan brothers, they got hard heads, bro. They don't get knocked out. Trust me.
He's got a good chin. I'll give him that, because obviously his whole thing was that he's never been dropped. But obviously he's been dropped since then, and
multiple times.
Yeah, but some of those were contentious. One was a headbutt with Dylan White. The what's it called? Chisora last one I thought was the back of the head, but I wasn't sure. I can't even remember. It might be the back of the head, but anyway, it still put him down. But he got up and he fought on for both those fights. He's a good fighter. I wouldn't say he's as finished as.
He's not finished, but it's just that when you compare him to because don't forget he was at the pinnacle. He was a world champion. But when you compare where the world champion bar is now, he's not there. He doesn't make that bar anymore. That's just not to discredit him. As I said, he's a phenomenal. Look, his tools are mad. Like I said, the combos. I'm watching. I'm thinking, wow, so fluid. He's always had amazing hand speed and amazing combo selection and whatnot. But yeah, it's just that lack of killer. He should be. I know them other man. If they had Chisora in the same position, they're getting him out of there. Facts. I promise you that.
Yeah.
Even Fury will get. We saw Fury. My man quit on his stool. So yeah, man, he's that lack of killer really does count against him, man. It's a shame.
David Hay stumped him. Dylan White canvas. This guy was waiting. He was looking at Chisora hurt.
It baffled me.
Chisora going to the corner.
Parker was just he was standing off him, bro. I said to myself, what? And this is after the ref. It's not even the ref. It wasn't like the ref was in between them. The ref had waved them both on to fight, and he'd watched Chisora walk to that corner. After the ref waved them on, there was no ref between them. He could have easily just jumped him there. He waited for him to set his feet, look at him, and Chisora was going to say, "Come on, let's go."
And he paused. He froze up.
Killer
there.
I thought you've got to attack your man, surely. If it was Wilder's winning him from the jump.
Wilder's on top of the referee.
Of the referee channel, exactly.
Wilder's the center of the ring already, waiting to get at him.
Man will do the juke, the sidestep to get to
even people like Mayweather, when Mayweather had someone hurt,
dropped him,
he'd be ready. He'd be ready to go. most fighters are ready to go.
Man, watched him walk 3 times, bro. It happened 3 times on 3 different occasions.
They're on top of you once they put you down. They're ready. But yeah, Parker was like, "Oh, you need to go to the corner." Oh yeah, sure.
Go for it, mate. Yeah.
He probably asked him, "How you feeling?"
Crazy stuff.
I wouldn't even hate too much, but there's no killer there.
We saw it 3 times. Chisora, someone that has been knocked out, that has been stopped before plenty of times. You should be taking care of business 3 times, bro. Surely, but he got the W he wants. Chisora, Del Boy, what a career, man. Del Boy's come out and said, obviously, because there was a bit of a, I guess, attached to this fight. Herm was saying, this, if he loses this, he should consider calling it a day and whatnot. This is the must-win fight for his career, all that kind of stuff. And how I said that, Chisora, even though he's been losing, because he's been losing well, it's prolonged his career. I guess once again I can say he didn't get, okay, yes, he lost, but it wasn't that he still showed life. He always shows signs of life. And he's come out and said straight away that, F retirement, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep fighting. War season's still here, blah, blah. In my opinion, Del Boy, it's time to finish. Thanks for the memories, Chisora. Thanks for the, Derek Chisora chant. Yeah, cool, nice. But it's time to finish. It's done. I don't want to see him in any more fights, bro. I'm sorry. That's it.
Why is that?
He's not going to make any waves in the division. He's had 44 fights now. He's old. He's been a lot of wars. He's been a lot of wars. He's taken a lot of punishment. How old is he? He's almost 40 now. Yeah, man. I feel like for his health and whatever, I'm sure he's made enough money. 12 L's now. He's not making any more waves. And who can he fight next?
Oh, there'll be fights for him. Always be fights for him.
What? So you try to see one of the young guns slump him? Dubois, Joyce?
It's hard to say because obviously he's taken a lot of punishment.
In
terms of that fight, he took a lot of punishment. He was taking big shots. He weren't slumped, but there's only so many punches the human head is meant to take. He's 37 now, 36 however old. That amount of punishment. I don't want to see the effects of that punishment and think, you should have called it a day a lot earlier.
Yeah.
I don't want us to look in hindsight and say that. But in terms of the business and in terms of entertainment, this guy will still put on a show for everyone to enjoy. What he put on yesterday was, even though for a guy who was probably losing every round up until certain points, he was the reason why that fight was entertaining. What he was doing, the way
he showed signs of life. Yeah.
Constantly being live, constantly coming back from the dead almost in rounds.
Yeah.
It was the reason why that fight was so entertaining. He showed the warrior spirit, which is rare to see nowadays. We rarely see that. And when you look at the business, Eddie Hearn's looking at this guy, put him on a big card, he's going to make me a bit of dollar. He's going to make
who,
a bit of dollar. Well, anyone, any heavyweight who thinks they're about it. He's like Babic.
So now he becomes a gatekeeper and a full-on gatekeeper.
He's been a gatekeeper.
Well, he hasn't. I can't really say he's fought the young bucks like that. To be honest, to be called a gatekeeper.
Yeah.
If you think about Takam, Spilka, Park, these aren't really gatekeeper fights.
Yeah, he had a resurgence
because he's had a career renaissance. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess, but
that's done now. So
I don't think anyone who has any high level aspirations, any fight that could be a good fight, he can make a bit of money from it.
Yeah.
Whether it's the young bucks, whether it's someone at the top who's dropped down slightly and wants to make a comeback, any other heavyweight who wants it, who wants a bit of money as well, Chisora is a good option because it'll be a great fight. People will watch it. He still has the interest of the boxing world because he puts on such a great fight. That fight was lauded by everyone. Loved that fight yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So his stock's risen. His
career keeps being prolonged from good losses because he keeps trying to to life. But eventually, like I said, to me, it's the health thing. I think he's taking a lot of punishment. He's old. 44 fights he's had now. He's a seasoned, hard-nosed vet. It's not like he's had minimal fights. To have nearly 50 fights is a lot, man. Heavyweights as well.
Until he gets knocked out badly, he'll keep going.
So are you happy for him to keep going? Personally, for you?
He's not my he's not my bridge.
I know. I'm just saying, just like
if to be honest, I'll be happy for him to retire. I don't want him to keep taking punishment. I don't think any of us want that. But if he wants to continue, I'll tune into his next fight. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
I know that for a fact.
Question for you: Would you like to see him versus Babic?
I can't see. I don't think that fight's realistic. Well, I can say, yeah, actually, yeah.
I think he kills. I think he eats Babic alive.
Yeah.
I think he eats Babic alive. But
go to
I know you say it's not realistic, but given how Babic is, he'll take it.
Babic will take it.
And the thing is, that will put a lot of bums on seats.
Chisora won't take it.
He's a proud man at the same time. I think he's said before he doesn't want to become a gatekeeper. But Derek, I don't see where else can you become now as a gatekeeper apart from a gatekeeper.
Derek will want the fights with the most bag in it.
Yeah.
Whether it's a Dubois, whatever's got the most. You probably, if Wilder wants it, whoever's got the most bag is what.
I want to see him against Wilder.
Whoever, yeah.
I think against Wilder a bad day. Until he gets tagged, that fight's over in 5 rounds.
Be one.
Yeah, probably be one, to be fair. Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, both of them you see? But all I know is that he's going for the fights for the most bag, and his stock has risen in terms of the business. That's how I see it. People tweeting about it, people going crazy about it. So I think they'll try and work something out for a last big payday or a few paydays to go. They'll map out a plan if he's not retiring, and hopefully it's a few good fights.
Yeah, I just don't see it being anything other than like, unless say an American fight wants to come to the UK and establish a sort of fan base, and like Andrew Ruiz or something could come over here, maybe fight him. But overall, it can only be these big up and comers. So the Dubois, the Joe Joyces, and then even bigger, Tony Yoka, Filip Hrgovic, those guys. And all of those guys are killing him, smoking the hell out of him.
He's only going for the one with the most money, and I don't think Yoka and Hrgovic are giving him any money.
Otto Wallin? Nah, Otto Wallin, maybe.
It's good.
It's good. What about Joyce?
Well, maybe. Joyce, maybe.
Joyce, yeah.
I think those will put. The money has to be right for him. I think that's what it's about. He'll want a big fight where the money's right and where it generates revenue. I don't know if
maybe a hay rematch. Thing is, that will generate peace.
Yeah, it will.
That will generate big peace.
People will be back in Chisora to kill him.
Yes, I probably would as well. I will. In fact, I definitely would. David A is a broken man. They might as well get that one done.
Carter Brooker do it.
Yeah, exactly. They might as well run that one back then. Bloody hell. And I feel pissed off of tuning in, but I have to tune in. I'll be annoyed though, but yeah.
Oh, boxing, man.
Oh, it's ridiculous, isn't it? It is ridiculous. And segue into, I guess, even more ridiculousness, because Saturday as well, we've seen the long anticipated rematch. Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley II. This is funny because I don't even want to grill these MMA man. I don't even want to grill these MMA man, In fact, I will grill them, but at the same time, I'm gonna take it easy because it's like I kind of feel sorry for them, man. It's Tyron Woodley's the best they could come up with, man. It's peak. Tyron Woodley's got his ass knocked out, man. In the sixth round? Got his ass knocked out by Jake Paul, man. Peak KO. Peak KO. Bro, out before he even touched the canvas. Face down.
Pause.
Yo, he has got his ass knocked out, man. It is peak. Peak shades of Nate Robinson and Ben Askren, like face down, face plant is peak. Damn.
What we say, he's a KOist. We've been telling you.
He said he's knocked out every opponent that he's faced. He has. He's a KO artist. The punch was a peach of a punch as well. It actually looked, bro. If you clock it, it looked like he had his eyes closed when he threw that punch. But boy, it landed.
I saw the knockout. He threw it and it landed.
It landed. Yeah, it did what you had to do. Yeah, man. The problem child keeps rolling on. This is the new face of boxing. It's just interesting because I saw he wore a T-shirt saying Tommy, this could have been you or something like that. I wonder if they would renegotiate that Tommy Fury thing. But to be honest, Jake Paul has all the balls in his court. He can air him, and Tommy will be burning because that's his biggest payday he missed out on. But yeah,
Jake Paul's got the world's his oyster. This boxing game's his oyster right now because he can keep drawing out these MMA fighters. He called out Masvidal. He called out Nick Diaz. He's
even talking about going into MMA. You know that, right?
I think he's just chill.
I hope he chills, but he's talked about potentially actually going across the octagon to beat them up in there. But
I think he's drawing them out. That's what
he's a big drawer, isn't he?
You talk about Usman. I know he didn't say Israel Adesanya's name because he knows that's someone from boxing background. But it's what I've been saying before. People need to start realizing this guy's
a boxer.
This guy's a boxer.
He's a boxer.
Like,
he lives and trains boxing 24/7 now.
Pro boxer. Like, stop, cut it out. He's not just a Disney star. He's not just a YouTuber. This guy's boxing. And all this question mark about, but he hasn't fought any pro boxers. Brother, this sport is ridiculous. This is the only sport where anyone can be a pro boxer.
But forget that as well. As we highlighted last episode, any up-and-coming boxer is the same path. They're fighting guys that are crap. They're fighting guys that are full-on bin men. Who work club doors as a bouncer, as a day job.
That's what I'm saying.
So the opponents he's fighting, I guess, of that same sort of caliber as someone that's up and coming. So
he's doing the same thing as any boxer, really and truly. He's cherry picking opponents.
Yeah.
And when you look at this, why I say boxing is not. Look at someone like Freddie Flintoff, the cricketer. He's got professional boxing records.
Yeah. He took it down, didn't he? Chopped a quick L.
He won.
Oh, did he win? I saw he lost. Oh.
He won. And the guy he fought is a pro boxer with a winning record.
Yeah.
Freddie Flintoff can't throw a punch. Freddie Flintoff is half the fighter that Jake Paul is. He's got a pro record and it's a pro boxer.
Yep.
Sport, anyone and their dog can become a pro boxer. Anyone. It's not like football where you've got to have skill to be a pro footballer, or tennis where you've got to have skill to be a pro tennis player. Yeah. This one, you can just walk and get your pro license and box.
Yeah.
Jake Paul could smoke. He could be 100 fighting pro boxers, 100 fighting pro boxers.
Yeah.
So that barometer that he's not fought a real boxer, he doesn't need to. Anyone can fight a real boxer. Freddie Flintoff, Rio Ferdinand wanted to.
Yep.
Idris Elba have a go at boxing as well.
I think he talked about it. I can't remember if he actually got in the ring, but you see it all the time in Australia, and all these like rugby stars will just go into boxing straight away. Yeah. Or whilst Sonny Bill Williams was boxing, whilst he was playing pro rugby and stuff like that. So you do it. It's like it's a joke of a thing, really. But yeah, you just rock up, show you're healthy, pass a couple of tests, they give you a license. You're done.
All this talk about he needs to fight a pro boxer, he doesn't. He will fight anyone.
He needs to keep fighting his MMA guys. That's what he needs to keep doing.
Now,
has he called up McGregor? He should.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, must have. I need McGregor to take that still. I need McGregor to take that one still.
But he's talking about Canelo as well.
Yeah.
And it sounds like Canelo's entertaining it more and more.
Because at first Canelo was like very much like, no, like, come on now, I'm a serious guy, blah blah. But Eddie knows somebody say, yo, but the dinero might be looking nice. But yeah,
I mean, finished when that happens.
Huh?
Boxing's finished.
Yeah.
Because it could happen.
It could happen, yeah. It's not even that can never. Remember what you said about Floyd Logan and that? I said, that's rumored. You said, nah, not gonna happen. No way. You saw.
I said he's not great anymore if he does. I said it.
So it's a ridiculous sport, unfortunately, that we love. But I'm intrigued to see who he fights next, who he draws out next. Hopefully, it's another MMA guy.
You wanted to kill all of them.
Just go through them MMA guys. The agenda won't stop, man. But yeah, we'll see who he goes through next. But yeah, he should. My advice to him though is don't go over there. Don't go across the road to the octagon. You don't want to do that. Trust me, because you have all the power and all the draw out skills right now with you now by making them come to boxing. But the moment you step over there, it's long for you because you saw up to CM Punk.
I can't believe he's joined these guys out, man, and knocking them out.
Knocking them out.
Slumped.
KO artist. He clearly has a lot of pop to his punches. I saw people saying, "Oh, it's rigged again." Blah 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 blah. I don't look. He's hitting these guys flush. You're gonna go down. And shout out to Clarissa Shields as well. She refused to give my man no. I saw her tweets. As an ounce of credit wasn't given, man. I saw her tweet. Oh, every time she thought Woodley run around, she'd say, "Oh, round 1 for Woodley!" Exclamation mark! Round 2 for Woodley, blah blah. And then the tweet stopped. And then suddenly I saw this guy's so lucky punch again, blah blah. so, oh, she's so funny, man.
I didn't even watch the fight.
I literally didn't fight. I didn't see that highlight. I got that joy from it. I saw the pictures; they were peak. The one of him going down whilst he's knocked out was the peakest. Yeah, man. This is a UFC goat that he's manhandled like this. This is one of their goats, Hall of Famer, bona fide Hall of Famer. They keep trying to deny that boy, but don't let them fool you. This guy is going straight into the Hall of Fame, 5-time champion, and he just it's long.
Paul said, "I want to smash your boy."
Boy, in fact, call that Khabib as well. Bring him out of retirement too.
Nah, it's McGregor that could get drawn out here.
Yeah. McGregor's an easy draw, I think. And yeah, them ones that are like, bare chirpy, they could get drawn out. Yeah. I don't think Usman will. Usman's considering it. I think Usman's even talking about it.
Yeah, Usman's been going back and forth with what's his name? Nate Diaz as well. All of them.
Yeah, the Diaz brothers will do it as well. Yeah. All them man are easy to draw out, I reckon.
This one chill still. I know he's got wrestling background, not boxing, so he stay with you up.
Yeah, exactly. He's not a striker at all.
If it's Israel, then Israel's he's got hands. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Cool. So yeah, man, that rounds up, I guess, like the final weekend of like big boxing, big action in terms of big cards and big fights, important fights, anyways. I think just before we sign off, bro, just had some news developments over in the welterweight division recently. So basically, Spence versus Ugas has been approved. All 3 belts will be on the line. Essentially, I think Ugas's mandatory was, that Lithuanian guy, up and coming on, Eliantis, is it Sabionis or something? Bald head guy. He's good. He's actually pretty good. But I think, he was Ugas's mandatory, but he's agreed to step aside. So now they've been able to, I guess, agree in principle or have that approved, the Ugas versus Spence unification fight. It's a fight I want to see, but it isn't the fight I wanted to see. But as we know, with the welterweight division, the fights that we want to see are slim pickings. Beggars can't be choosers. We've got to take what we can get. So I would happily take that unification fight as opposed to no unification fights. Hopefully, fingers crossed, probably not, but fingers crossed, this might then, if Spence has 3 belts on the line, Crawford might want to, to be fair, probably not, because the moment Spence gets that 3rd belt, because I'm anticipating him to beat Ugas, but it's a great fight regardless. Spence is going to come with even more like, it should be 80-20 split kind of thing, because he's got 3 of the belts and Crawford's got 1. He's going to do that talk. Yeah. So this actually might make the fight even harder to make between Crawford and Spence. But like I said, I'm happy with one. I'll happily see a unification fight as opposed to no unification. So I've got to take what I'm given, bro. Simple as. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this one being approved and happy or good fight? Yeah,
it's a good fight. I can't complain. I knew the Crawford one wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
I know Crawford was trying to see if he could be made mandatory for Spence.
Yeah,
so it's still his mandatory to see if a fight will happen. But
yeah,
I'm still hopeful that the fight does happen. Hopefully, we've not seen Spence in action for a while now, so this will be a good fight.
Last fight was Garcia, wasn't it? Was it Garcia?
Yeah. And that was fresh off his
He looked superb, by the way, in that fight. He looked absolutely superb. He didn't look like he'd been away.
It's a tough fight to return to straight off the bat, but good fight.
Yeah.
Ugas will be full of confidence.
Absolutely.
Full of confidence.
Yeah.
I'll check.
Ugas will be a good test, but I believe in the truth. I believe it. And you know how highly I rate him. And off that Garcia performance, well, I'm thinking there could be better ring rust, and he showed 0 ring rust. Oh, yeah, I just know to myself, this guy's different. And I'm early prediction, I'm anticipating him getting a W here. But if Ugas wins, that's a massive shakeup. But yeah, I suspect it'll be a Spence. It's funny enough because Ugas winning, I suspect an Ugas Crawford fight is a lot easier to make than a Spence Crawford fight. But I would actually want to see the 2 best guys get to, bump heads. So yeah, I'll be rooting for Spence on that one. We'll see how that plays out, and we'll keep you guys updated on that one. But I think that's all the boxing news in terms of anything else. I don't think there is anything else. It's been a heck of a year, and obviously look out for certain special episodes that we dropping before the end of the year. We'll be rounding up certain things. But yeah, I'll just leave you with that one. But yeah, boom, it's an episode 69 of the SZN Podcast. Once again, I've been your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz. And
make sure you follow us all the streaming platforms and the YouTube channel as well. And thank you for rocking with us. Keep it locked. Peace.
Get a strap. I'm strapped up.
What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.